He's amazing, but he is an Asian water monitor. Elvis, you're crazy. Then this is Waffles, the black-throated monitor from Tanzania. Absolutely wonderful animal. Big, powerful claws and an amazing long tongue. Look at this cute little monkey here. This is actually a dwarf monitor from Australia called an Aki monitor. And this is the red phase. Absolutely wonderful. And this is about as large as it's gonna get. And this little beauty here is actually a white-throated monitor from South Africa. This is about as large as they get. Similar to the black-throated monitors, but they stay much smaller and are unbelievably beautiful. And then we've talked about chicken strip before. The only albino Nile monitor in the entire world. Definitely a little bit hyper, but it's worth it to get it out. Such a beautiful animal. Look at how amazing those eyes are. And the pattern on this one. Definitely one of the prettier albino monitor lizards in the world. And Elvis, as a captive-born water monitor, is about $1,500, and he is worth every penny of it. And black-throated monitors, captive-born this size, go for $3,500. That is one impressive lizard. And little Aki monitors sell for anywhere from $350 to $500. And a captive-born white-throat monitor can go for as much as $1,000. Although all of the animals I just showed you are monitor lizards, they can range tremendously different in price. And with something as rare as an albino Nile monitor like chicken strip, this little monkey can go for up to $50,000. We're about to do another challenge here. Guys, you ready? No. I'm gonna throw out 5 questions and you guys gotta answer out which one costs the most. Whoever loses has to hold Jimmy for 5 minutes. What costs more, a dozen donuts or a dozen bagels?
Bagels. What kind of donut? Specialty?
Normal donut.
Bagels.
It's actually donuts. Donuts cost about $10 per dozen on average, whereas bagels are $7 to $8. You both lose.
Where do you go to get donuts?
Yeah, where are you getting these facts at?
The internet.
Google's not always right, Mr. Brian.
I can get a dozen donuts for $2 down at the market.
You guys didn't get off to a good start, so we're gonna try again. What is more expensive, a bag of aspen bedding for snakes or a bag of reptile prime?
How big is this bag?
A bag.
Okay.
They're one size bag.
Aspen bedding.
Come on, let's go aspen.
You guys are both right, so we're still 0 to 0.
You could have just said it's 1 to 1.
AnimalConUSA.com website is now up. If you want to see your favorite animal creator, tickets are available. AnimalConUSA.com. Link in the description. Get your tickets. They're going to go quick. This, of course, is Diddy, the rhino iguana from the islands of Hispaniola. Unbelievably incredible iguana. So docile, so prehistoric looking. Absolutely love these iguanas. You know Bella is my baby for sure. But Diddy, he just loves people so much. He's definitely amazing. And Tabasco is a beautiful red-faced green iguana. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm bleeding for this video, so make sure you smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe too, but Tabasco's amazing. These guys are very common as far as green iguanas go. Beautiful red color like this is definitely not as common. This is French's, the albino green iguana. Look at how beautiful that animal is right there. Now, albinos were produced probably about 15 years ago and were all the rage. They actually don't have really good eyesight, so it actually calms them down a little bit, which is a good and a bad thing, right? Nevertheless, albino iguana is absolutely gorgeous. Then there's Heinz, the crimson albino green iguana. Now, the crimsons are actually a hypo and an albino mix, making them much more orange and absolutely stunning. And baby rhino iguanas cost about $500 as hatchlings. And a red-faced green iguana like this is gonna be somewhere about $500 as a baby, but look at how beautiful it is. I tell you what, that's money well spent. And an albino iguana like French's here is gonna sell for somewhere about $1,000, maybe even $1,250. And the crimson albinos can literally sell for $2,500, even up to $3,500 depending on coloration. And Heinz was one of the higher end ones because he is absolutely gorgeous. Next up, what's more expensive, a cow reticulated python or a black motley golden child reticulated python?
Wait, just
Cow reticulated.
Motley Golden Child.
Wait.
Mike has this right. It's the Motley Golden Child. Cows are about $1,500. Motley Golden Child, the black ones can go for up to $3,500.
Michael didn't say black, he just said Motley Golden Child.
It's a black snake.
Mike don't know nothing.
1 down, baby.
Not fair.
Thank you, Pet Canva, for sponsoring this video. I mean, take a look at this. Mike, you handle Elvis while I am actually talking about how amazing this is. Pet Canva is the industry leader in personalized pet products with over 100,000 satisfied customers.
Wow, that's a lot.
You can trust the process, the product, and you'll be absolutely happy because there's a satisfaction guarantee.
I'm satisfied.
And with Mother's Day coming up, there's a lot of really cool gifts you can. I mean, look at Elvis on my shirt. How awesome is that? And within 48 hours of you uploading your photo, you're gonna get the artwork. All you have to do is go to your personal portal, approve it, and you can choose which product you go from there. Choose from a variety of premier products: blankets, towels, clothing, canvases, posters, phone cases, pillows, tote bags, mugs, puzzles, and more.
That's a lot of stuff.
Find your product, upload your photo, and start showing off your product today.
Just do it. Right, Elvis?
As a company of passionate pet parents, Pet Canva wants you to express your unabashed love for your pet.
I love you, Elvis.
Until you're 100% happy with your product, you can request as many changes as you want. Take a look at this phone case right here. Your artwork is personalized to you and nobody else. The artist will actually customize a one-of-a-kind print just for you on whatever product you want.
I need a new phone case.
Make sure to tag Pet Canva in all your social media posts because your cute stories really fill them with happiness. So click the link below and use the code Brian at checkout or go to petcanva.vip Brian for 25% off everything on the site. That's petcanva.vip/Brian or go to the link down in the description and use my code Brian to save 25% off. This is a beautiful crested gecko from New Caledonia. Certainly one of the biggest starter lizards in the reptile hobby. I mean, they're just so amazing. They're super easy to take care of. And look at that face. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. And this is actually a lily white crested gecko. This is actually an incomplete dominant mutation. So when you breed these to a normal crested gecko, half the babies will come out like this, lily white. And as they get bigger, they get more and more white. What a cool little monkey. And crested geckos really can range in price from a normal one being maybe $50 to $75 all the way up to kind of a really pretty one being maybe $400 or $500. When lily whites first came out, they were like $7,500, but they're still very expensive, going for up to $1,500. And I can see why. They are gorgeous. Next up, what is cheaper, a regular commercial flight to South Africa or to Australia?
Ooh, South Africa.
Where is the launch point from?
Here.
Australia.
What did you say?
South Africa.
Mike is now up 2 to nothing.
Man, I can just go this way on the globe compared to that way.
I've Googled this. I want to go to Australia for a long time now.
What kind of flight are you taking, man?
So a normal one into Australia in our winter is there.
Shut up, Mike.
It's okay.
Just to make this a little interesting, I'm going to give you 2 points if you get this answer right. What is more expensive, a children's python or a spotted python?
I'll even plug my ears so I don't copy his answer.
Children's python.
I'm gonna go children's python.
Neither one of you got it because they're the exact same price.
Wait,
so
that's dumb.
Noah, get ready. Jimmy's coming.
Booyah!
And this, of course, is a Moroccan Euromastic. And like I had mentioned in the last video, if you haven't seen it, you can check the card out right here. It's about more animals and the differences of cost. But what I had mentioned is rarity of the animal and sometimes the beauty of the animal. The more beautiful and the more rare the animal is, the more expensive they are. Euromastics are all kind of weird looking. They got that kind of frog face. I absolutely love them, but certainly a face that only a mother can love. And I guess I'm a mother. You know what I'm saying?
Forget about it.
But this is a Moroccan Euromastic. And this is about as large as it's gonna get. Look at how cute these little monkeys are. Of course, I didn't get these too long ago, and I absolutely love them. These are what they call ornate Euromastics. And when they get larger, the males turn blue and absolutely stunning. It's like a psychedelic trip or something like that. Unbelievable animals and definitely awesome to look at. Now, this is actually an Egyptian Euromastic here, and this is the largest species of the Euromastic. These guys can literally get up to 3 foot long. This is only about 6 months old, and I absolutely love this little guy. They're not the most colorful, there's no doubt about that. They're pretty bland when it comes to Euromastic, but the size and the fact that they're typically very docile makes them so sought after. And a captive-born Moroccan Euromastic like Milton here, it's gonna cost about $250. And little baby ornate Euromastics cost about $350 up to $400. But look at that pattern and color is gonna be astounding. And weirdly enough, even though they're kind of the dullest of the Euromastics, these can also be pretty expensive. An adult Egyptian Euromastics I've seen sold for up to $1,500. And your time starts now.
Noah, this is your snake.
Whoa. Every single nail salon has one of these in the back. Did you know that, Dad?
That's news to me.
What? Yeah, when you get a mani-pedi, this is how they get their nail polish. From this snake's musk. Hey, Dad, why'd you do that? Little did you know I'm actually a professional. Ah! Did you see that?
Doing really great, Noah.
The last name's Barczyk.
The last 30 seconds, you have to do it blindfolded.
Oh, yeah. that worked out real good, Dad.
This, of course, is a lychee gecko from New Caledonia, the largest gecko species on the planet. You guys have heard me say that so many times, but these guys come from the main island of GT, or Grand Terra. Now, this one is actually a generic locality, so we don't know the exact location from GT, so they just call them generics. Now you start getting into some of the insular island ones ones like the Nuami Island. This is just a little bit smaller animal from those islands, and oftentimes that happens, right? Because the mainland, they have more food, so they're gonna get bigger. When you get into the insular islands, it's a smaller amount of area, less food, and they typically stay a little bit smaller, and these Nuamis are gorgeous. Now, this is actually another little insular island called Podimi, and it's actually really sought after because it's a dark line as well, and as this gets older, it's gonna get more and more dark, and that's what's interesting about the lychee geckos. Depending on the locality, the island, they really look completely different, even though they are still giant geckos. This is just a little one. It's probably only about 6 months old, so it's definitely gonna get much larger. And the generic GTs that don't have the locality to them can go for about $700, maybe even $1,000 a piece. Some of the localities in GT, like Yeti and some of the other ones, can literally go for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a baby. And the Nuamis can really vary a little bit in price, but in particular, this bloodline right here is very sought after because it's an F2 animal that comes from a line that everyone really wants. So these guys can literally sell for maybe $2,000, even $2,500 as babies. And this particular locality can go for up to $2,500 a piece as babies.
Oh, no, no! Don't get me in the face. What is it? Where is it? I don't want to touch it. Stop tapping him! I can feel that! He's rattling. Is this venomous? Did you give me a cobra? Not by the... Ow! You're done for.
Good job, Noah.
I hate this game.
I showed you some blue-tongued skinks in the last video as well, but this is what they call an Eastern Eye Banded, which is a specific locality that is unbelievably cool from Australia. I mean, just look at the color on these guys. Unbelievable. Then there's actually a Hypo-Eastern. So again, it's just like the other one that's an Eastern blue-tongued skink from Australia, but this is actually hypomelanistic. Look at this beauty here, right? Well, this is actually a blue-tongued skink that doesn't come from Australia. This one is actually from Indonesia. And these guys are much more common because they're being imported, whereas you can't import stuff out of Australia. And the Eastern blue-tongued eye banded as babies go for anywhere from $700 to $1,000. Something this size would probably be about $1,500 plus. And there aren't very many Hypo-Eastern blue-tongued skinks out there, so these guys can go for $2,000, even $2,500 for babies. And because these guys are more common, they're relatively cheaper compared to the Australian ones. These guys are about $200 as babies. But still, Potato the Centralian blue-tongued skink is the crown jewel of my blue-tongued skink colony. This guy's just rare because there's only a handful of them here in the entire United States, and you can't even get them if you wanted to. But if you did, they would cost about $10,000 per baby.
Last time we tried to find the weirdest things in my dad's office. Now we're gonna try to find the most expensive.
I'm in.
Where? Mr. Beast bars. That's got to be worth something.
That's not expensive.
Well, it's a mystery ticket. You could win $1 million technically.
Well, I mean, are you gonna open them? I know. So you gotta look in the drawer. Tactical pocket knife? Oh, that's
Dang
that's
it! Mike's got the laptop.
New MacBook, right? Is this a new one?
I don't know, like, is this right?
Mike definitely.
Is that where that even?
She got the rocks. I mean, something like signed by somebody's gotta be important, right? I'm gonna go the most obvious.
I'm gonna go with the most Oculus.
I don't know. I think this Kerry King signed shirt. I mean, it's authenticated, VIP pad. Wait, oh, I don't know. It could be this signed corn skateboard, because this is back before they were even anybody when we got that. I'm gonna go with that. I think that's more rare.
So you guys obviously know that we got a bunch of isopods in the last couple of weeks. These are what we call the wild type, or a blue one, basically. They usually range about 20 cents maybe for per one. These guys are actually a lot more pricier because they are color morphed. They're the same species of isopod, but these are actually called the orange cream. So generally they'll kick up another about 50, 45 cents per one. Now these guys I'm super stoked about now, more pricier isopods that we have, called Panda King isopods, or the Kyobara species. Probably $10, maybe a little less, a little more depending on the color morph. $10 per, and that's quite a bit of money. Some people pay $100 for a good group of them. Probably the same species that I'd love to get to next is some rubber duckies. Mad expensive, like it's like $20 for a single isopod.
Dad.
I'm right over here.
Oh, hey, I think we got the most expensive item.
Okay, what did you guys pick? You obviously picked the Oculus.
I got the
Quest 2. What'd you pick?
I picked your signed corn skateboard.
That's a good one.
Your MacBook.
My what?
The laptop.
My laptop?
So what is it? What's the most expensive? We got them all?
What do you mean got them all?
Oh, I thought you said we picked the 3 most expensive items in the office.
I'm going to show you what the most expensive thing is.
That's so smart.
So the most expensive thing is actually the Vernon Shirley, the 2-headed snake. Now, you would think that alive they were expensive, and they certainly were, about $15,000. But believe it or not, a preserved 2-headed animal like this could sell for up to $10,000.
Ooh, that's a nice item.
This happens to be a leopard gecko, obviously, but this is relatively a normal leopard gecko. What would be like a low rainbow expression tangerine, which is polygenically bred for kind of a little bit more orange. It's a beautiful leopard gecko, don't get me wrong, this thing is an absolute ripper. And this is what they call a Murphy patternless leopard gecko here. It's a recessive mutation that basically just takes all of the pattern off and makes almost this solid colored animal. Now this one, it gets pretty freaking awesome. This is actually a dark morph Max Snow Eclipse. You can see the jet black eyes. That's what makes it an eclipse, and that dark morph makes this look such an interesting animal. Loving this little monkey. Woohoo! Take a look at this monkey right here. This is actually a super raptor white and yellow. Solid white with just beaming red eyes. I mean, this is something that should be in the X-Men movies. And a normal leopard gecko like this would cost right about $50. And Murphy's patternless literally sell for $40 to $60 as babies. And these dark morphs can go for about $500 to $600. That is one beautiful animal. And the super raptor white and yellows can go for $700 to $800 as babies. It's pretty crazy how different prices are, right? Speaking of crazy, this video's over. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me.